Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk not just side hill lies now, we're going to talk high and low.
So there's no better feeling knowing that when you wake up in the morning to go play golf, so that you're going to play well. There's no better feeling of hitting good golf shots down the fairway. So my mission today is to help as many people as possible wake up every day feeling good that they're going to go out there and play great because of the single plane swing.
So people always ask the question, do I shape the golf ball left to right, right to left? And I can, but as you know, if you've seen me do my demonstrations and stuff, I don't purposely like to shape golf shots. I think you add a variable when you add curvature. So I don't put curvature on the golf ball unless I absolutely have to, like to get out of trouble or whatever. But the one thing I do when I play is I look at the trajectory that I need to hit the optimum landing spot or get it to stop or get it to bounce. That's why to me, trajectory is a more important factor than actually curvature. This is a good example. This is postage stamp. It's a par 3 here at Oak Tree National. Now, you can't see this probably that well from that camera. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit for you. But that green, look how it's the whole location is very much on the front part of the green. This is going to be probably a wedge or a 9-iron. At the most, it's an 8, but probably a 9-iron today. And the thing is, even though it's a 9-iron and it's coming in pretty high, it's very hard to get the ball close to that hole for a number of reasons. Number one is the water just kind of creeps in on the left. And so you're always kind of, well, if I pull it a little left, it's going in the water. So everybody kind of aims to the right. And number two is this green is usually really hard. You see these fans that are all the way around these greens. That's to keep circulation in here so the greens don't get too hot and too hard. So this is a very hard shot. Now when the pin's on the back on this green, it's a much easier hole because you can fly it to the middle of the green and bounce it all the way back there, and it gives you a lot safer shot. That's a hard shot, even with a 9-iron. So I'm going to grab a 9-iron, and I'm going to talk about trajectory a little bit. But this is a shot where you want to hit it high, right? Because I'll grab a 9, a wedge, and then we'll get a yardage. So you think about it, I want to hit it high, but I don't want to lose distance. I don't want it to fluff up in the air and then land way short. So I got to make sure I carry it far enough. So 134. Now, yeah, it's 130. It's just a 9-iron for me, somewhere in the 140 range. So look, I hit a wedge about 126, 127. And if you think about it, well, that would probably be the right shot, 127, right? Let's strategize this shot for a minute. The wedge is probably the shot here because you're like, well, Todd, you got to land it on the front and give it a little bounce to the hole. But look at all the trouble short. So the shot's really a 9-iron with some trajectory, because here's what happens. If I hit a little past the hole, I give myself a 10, 15 footer back to the hole and I take the trouble out of play. Strategy, taking the trouble out of play, but not and keeping the front of the green out of the play. So now it's just a 9-iron, but I want to increase the trajectory. So how do you increase trajectory? That's the question. And it's actually pretty simple. And notice, by the way, another way I strategized this shot is I came to the left side of the tee. And I could go even further if I wanted, but I kind of like it right here. Because if I come to this side of the tee, you see how this brings the right quadrant of the green into play? If I was over here, look what happens. Follow me to this side. What if I was right here? Look at how it brings all the left side of the green into play. Now, this might be the place for that back left location, right? This might be where you hit it. So you got to be smart about the angle you hit and the angle you choose. So I'm going to go back over here because as I come over here, it starts bringing that right side of the green into play. And this right here feels more like the line I need for that whole location. Now, once again, I line my ball up. I got it just slightly right of the flag, kind of where I want my line. I'm favoring the right side. And then all I'm going to do to increase my trajectory is widen my right foot. It's pretty simple because when I do that, watch what happens. Step out there and I'll show you what happens when I do this. So when I set up, normal 9-iron setup, right? Now watch. When I widen the right foot just a little bit, notice how it puts me a little more behind the ball. It increases the loft of the club. I didn't change ball positions. Not changing ball positions. But in effect, I did change it relative to my upper body because I widened. So I just go a little bit wider, right? So I know It's not too hard to do to get the ball just to go a little bit higher. All right. 9-iron, tiny bit wider stance. Got a really nice line from this side of the tee. So there's my 9-iron. I'll just kind of widen it just a fraction. Be the club. So let's go up and look at this shot. I hit a perfect trajectory. I hit the ball nice and solid, but I want you to see where the divot is versus how far it rolled, because trajectory will stop the ball. Okay, so this is, it's kind of loud by these fans, but I wanted to kind of see it from here so you can see where the ball landed. So perfectly hole high, right? It was a perfect distance. Look where the divot is. It's about maybe a couple feet behind the ball. So come down and we'll look, because the hole location very close to the front of the green. And look, if it hits here, it won't get to the green. It bounces in here. Not a hard up and down, but look, it's not fun. Nasty bunker here. Water over here. So this is kind of like a bad miss. So you got to fly it all the way onto the green. And then hit the trajectory. Comes down, stops. I got a 12-footer, right? So all in all, the idea here is find your landing area, hit the highest percentage shot you can, try to bring it in high and stop it in this area and give yourself an uphill putt. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to go through some more side hill lies, uphill lies, downhill lies trajectory on the course. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you soon.